Felix Huang, right, is such a bro, right? Because we don't really speak a lot, very much lah. But then the thing is like whenever it matters, right, he'll pull through, he'll pull in. So okay, so the incident, right, is basically with the drone gig lah, with a drone gig that I have, okay?
Oh, so he's involved as well.
Okay, so basically he's like part of the drone society, but he's not linked with them, okay? He's like a bigger, like the HQ, and then there's one of the few people doing their own small side drone gig, right? And then this guy engaged me, so I was like, kind of like half smart to get the 50% payment first, but then he was like, hey, don't work with them, man, these people dodgy as fuck lah. Like he warned me about it, and then I'm like, okay, shit, man, like, suddenly, like, Felix texts me out of, like, I don't know, like, 1 year or 2 years, we never really see each other, lah. Then I'm like, okay, shit. So I started to be careful about that guy already, So I started asking a lot of questions, Then, true enough, what happened is that, you know, the whole entire event was a flop. Nobody came. And then, the guy also, like, ran away the money and all that kind of thing, And then after that, he go and proceeded to host more events, like the Sentosa beach party, right, which never happened. Got one girl, right, he asked to be his girlfriend, right, but don't want to be his girlfriend, right, end up, right, he going to sue the girl for rejecting his love. It's all over the bloody news lah, okay, so you all can find out lah. So it's like fucking insane lah.
So I was just looking out, right, because I saw the poster, and I think he posted you and a few other DJs were spinning at the event. So I was like, okay, I know you guys. I've dealt with that guy before. Let's not mention names lah. People will know. Do some research. But yeah, I thought I'd just look out for a friend and just, hey, make sure you got your terms and conditions worked out properly and make sure you don't get cheated lah, just in case lah, right? I mean, I don't like to doubt people that they are gonna intentionally cheat people, but I think there are people out there who are like that.
Malicious intent.
Yeah, malicious intent, 100%. So yeah, just looking out for you, and true enough.
But I mean, like, okay, you see, it's so difficult, right, as a DJ, right? Already very little people do this already. Most of the time, right, DJs are like, okay, I will DJ $250 for you, right? And then I'll collect the money after the gig, you know? That's like really trust already. But for me to like take it a level further, like, okay, you pay me 50% before the event, right? That's something that people rarely do already. So it's like, okay, you pay me 50%, okay, let me go down and do it lah. The second payment term should be like 1 week before I start, then you give me the money. But then the guy also never reply me, right? So I'm like, okay, since you pay me half, I go and do, then see what happens. Since you pay me already, right, I at least have to show face. Then end up he still can, you know. So it's very hard lah. That's one of the big difficulties and challenges lah in the entertainment industry, you know.
Luckily, you're like a guardian angel. Suddenly, like, slide in his DMs and
you know when was that? No, you know when was that? No, it was like in a return journey when we were in Genting. You know Genting, right? Then we're taking the bus, a long ass bus, right? Me, you, Josh, and then suddenly I received a text from him. Yeah,
I think we can still scroll out and find the text lah.
It's just like quite recent also. Yeah, a couple of months
last
back.
Year,
yeah.
The last party you tried to do was the year-end party, right? The year-end beach drone party thing.
And that was the guy trying to do the beach drone party.
It didn't happen, right?
It didn't happen.
But your gig was probably around September.
Probably. Did we go Genting in September so long already?
Yep.
Oh, quite long, yeah. I thought it was a couple of months already. Oh shit,
It's
damn long
like
already.
last year, but the thing is, you know, like
this year happened so
many
quickly.
things that's going on that, you know, it's very recent.
And he even Langa our event. So we were running a concurrent another drone event where we literally had what we said we had. Not like him where he actually didn't have anything. We had the international drone pilots. We have, you know, a very crazy racetrack that was built from ground up, hand built racetrack. We had, you know, a good, I think about 8 or 10 different countries that were in: Hong Kong, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. Oh, they're all here. And then in the end, he also tried and kapu some of the people that came down for our event and asked them to go for their event. I mean, not cool lah, right? Especially when you promised in your pitch.
Yeah.
You promised in your pitch.
Yeah.
That this is what you have, but actually you had nothing. It's just an absolute scam.
Okay, so what's the difference between his way of programming and your way? How come like people join like that programming that you did versus his one? Is it because of like the long-standing history you are inside this this drone industry thing?
Multiple factors, right? Firstly, we know the community. We are a part of the community. We understand what the community wants. But at the same time, we also strike a balance between what the sponsors want and what the commercial aspect of the race is supposed to deliver, and try and marry the two, right? Try and benefit everybody in the same process, right? I think he came from a very I know it all perspective, and that usually doesn't sit well with a lot of people in different communities.
But is he was he originally from the drone community?
No, he's not.
He's just a random business person.
He's a random. I wouldn't even call him a business person because he's even not even that great at running his business.
Right. I heard he's a lawyer.
He puts himself to be a lot of things that he isn't anyway. I mean, it's so easy to nowadays just set up a profile on LinkedIn and just type in whatever you think you fuck.
Actually,
Analyst.
I am a electronics and robotics entrepreneur that has influence across Asia.
bro, I sell you this cup. I'm a small business owner, bro.
Fuck you, man. What the hell?
No, but I think it's very important to validate what people's credentials are, right? Is due diligence on anybody's end if you're dealing with somebody either professionally or somebody hiring you to do a gig or a job or whatever. Is due diligence to on your end to try and find out whether this guy is who he say he is, whether he can really do what he say he is doing. Really, he's really got the backing that he say he's got, and really whether he's got the community behind him or not. And if you don't do your due diligence, then you're just going to be blinded by all the fluff, which nowadays anybody can fluff shit up.
Yep.
But this guy is another level of fluff, bro.
Oh yeah, another level.
Even like Owasan Sentosa is like working with him. What the hell?
Yeah. I guess also like from the struggling musician's perspective, right? Whenever someone offers you money, right, it's like, oh my god, like too good to be true, that kind of feeling, you know. Yeah. So for them, it's like for example, he was engaging me for that Sentosa thing also, right? And then I gonna scam like half a time already. The first time, right, gonna scam half the money. Then I'm like, okay, I'm never ever working with this guy again. Then the other DJs in the Sentosa lineup, right, I said, you really not doing but he's offering this amount of money. Then I said, dude, this guy will never deliver, and he already scam you one time, he can scam you second, third, fourth, fifth time, you know. Then they all still like kind of like still having that hope, you know.
Chasing the carrot lah, bro.
Yeah. So I don't really blame them because like a musician's life or entertainer's life is really quite difficult, you know. And somebody want to offer you money. Most of the time people don't even offer you money. It's like, hey, do it for exposure, you know. Yeah.
But luckily, you know, like really you watch out for him because, you know, like this kind of things, right? We don't know until we kena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will never know until you kena. And when you kena, then you know lah. Then from there you become a bit smarter.
I spoke to a super modified agency. The agency, one of the biggest agency in Singapore that book all the acts. The guy that owns it is called Rob. And he has a very the take that he has is really like really no choice. It's really based on trial and error. And you don't know whether you can trust the person until you work with the person before or not. And then if the person turn out to be a dud, right, then you just like, okay, blacklist this person because really entertainment industry really know very hard one.
Especially in Singapore, it's so small.
Yeah. Everybody knows each other, bro.
Everybody knows each other. Just don't do bad shit. Be cool, you know, like if you're in a fix, just be honest. It's like, bro, I'm sorry, I lost a lot of money at the event, like I can't pay you, I'm sorry. You know, I mean, at least you answer like that rather than just fucking ghosting somebody, right? You know, or just like jawing with the money and like, you know. And I think the truth is, right, I think people who are really in the community won't ever just ghost like that. Usually there's some kind of 交代, you know, some kind of accountability, right? Yeah. And I think that's the basic that most people should have, lah. You know, and if you kena from somebody that's a dud, then you just, like you say, just blacklist them and make sure that, you know, anybody that tends to potentially want to work with people like that, just do your due, you know, responsibility as a friend to advise.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, we always say people deserve second chances, right? Who knows? People may learn from their lessons and become better, but
they have to learn from
guilty until proven innocent, right?
And right now his reputation go down until like that. He needs to actually really prove himself. He's from ground up. He needs to rebuild the trust from the industry. If the people actually want to work with him again,
or you can change industry, you know, scam around industry.
See, the truth is, people like that, they will probably just swap around and do something else and just play the same playbook.
Maybe he can do the drone thing in Ukraine lah. The drone racing there.
I don't think he will dare fuck around in that scene also lah.
Yeah. It's a very niche so everybody know each other, even though internationally, you know, like the Korean guy knows the Singaporean guy, you know, it's like so small. So like I think you already said that you are like quite hands off this